Hello everyone, Pupsker here, and today in Warframe, I want to talk about Tennocon stuff. Specifically, I want to talk about if Tennocon for Warframe will ever come back in person or not. If you didn't know, just 3 short years ago, Tennocon was live in person in London, Ontario. It's crazy how time flies. These past 2 years during the Schmamic just seems like it hasn't existed, and it seems like that existed in my mind for Warframe 2. So if you don't remember, back in 2019, Tennocon itself was live, took place in London, Ontario, right? People were able to go there on stage, take a look at Warframe stuff. Hey, that's the Warframe Excal skin I use these days. It was all in person, but these days Tennocon and most in-person things are just like online little one-day streams, whatnot. So Tennocon 2022, July 16th, happening in under 3 weeks it looks like for us. Cool, awesome. They show teaser trailer, loot, normal stuff, and then you watch the streams to get items. That's all still normal stuff. They've had that for the longest of times. But when you compare it to something like Tennocon 2019, where it was all in person, right? Like, it was a live stream, live Tenno Live, right? Where they were in front of an audience, able to talk. They had the hype-ass whiteboard. You can hear people scream in happiness and or sadness. You know, give it what you will. Give it what you will. This year they showed off, hilariously enough, the new war update, which I think is just the funniest. They talk about that in 2019, like going back in time 3 years. You're like, holy crap. They're talking about the new war in 2019. They have and talk about the Duveri paradox here. Like, it's crazy to think about that we were seeing the new war all the way back in time here. And it was this is just like the tiniest of teasers. We just see his little face there. And we still have Duveri Paradox teasers. Oh god, stop it, stop it. Tenno Live 2019 was big. It was actually really hype. It was probably one of the last big hype ones before. Yeah, I guess that shows, because they did have the new war and they did show Duveri Paradox. And it was in person. But COVID just calmed everything down. That's insane. I actually would think it would be pretty cool for Warframe to have a Tenno Live again in London, Ontario, maybe 2023, 2024, but can Warframe actually support Tenno Live at this point? Is it still popular enough of a game to have in-person events? As we can see, if we want to compare numbers, Warframe around the last time they had Tennocon Live, 2019, it stayed at a consistent 40, 50,000, 60,000 players. Versus these days, it's calmed down a little bit. 40, 30, 40. We don't really see much 60,000 average players anymore, right? It stays around 30 to 40. So is Warframe actually even popular enough? Is it popular enough to have an in-person Tennocon Live in London, Ontario? I actually don't even know. Because we've seen pretty much every company, video game company, whatnot, every exhibit, even E3 type stuff. Not all of them, of course, but that type of thing. They've all just gone online. Most big companies, Sony, Nintendo, Microsoft, what have you, they just start doing their own little live streams and update days where they show off all the new stuff. People just don't see a reason to do anything in person anymore. We got shown a lot of big stuff in 2019, but since then, I think because of all the at-home stuff, things have just calmed down, right? Everything's just chilled out. The game has hit a critical capacity of being popular, and they have to get that cross-save, cross-play stuff out there before the game really starts popping off. Cross-play, cross-save, mobile, all of that before it really starts hitting its next peak popularity wave. So until then, I think that's going to be the big question. If they finally release crossplay and cross-save in mobile, is Warframe going to be big, popping off, popular enough, have a good enough player base to rationalize an in-person event? Or do their in-person events always cost nowadays, now that they look back at it, too much money? and not like enough payout compared to just live streaming it online. Only time will tell. I imagine the Warframe folk would love to do more in-person Tennocon live streams, right? I imagine they have a fun time doing the in-person streams. This was the most replayed right here. Let's see, what was this? I need to know. I need to know. Was this like the new war stuff? Oh, earn the emissary sigil. This was the most replayed, huh? Very interesting, very interesting. Pretty crazy if you think about it though. It has been 3 entire years since the last Tennocon live. It somehow feels like a billion years ago, but also not. Sorry, I think my brain's just going crazy. Oh my god, are there people down here? Yeah, no, I definitely recognize people down here too. Oh my, oh god, Warframe, it's been going on so long. And then Tennocon 2022, if you guys don't remember, it was actually planned to take place in like London, Ontario, in person, scheduled July 11th, 2020. But because of the virus, the worldwide phenomenon, it was canceled in person. It was moved to August 1st. And this was the first year of Tennocon digital, like fully digital. Other than that, I believe Tennocon 2022 went off without a hitch. Like this was the start of the fall of in-person Tennocon. And we're now, I guess, in a state where the virus is, I guess, looked like it's under control. Hopefully it's not gonna pop off again. If it does, I think we're just gonna start to just never get a Tennocon live. Because if like the virus keeps coming in waves up and down, and like DE can never expect or know if the city's gonna be down in a lockdown, they're probably just gonna be like, hey, there's never ever a reason for them to plan another Tennocon because of just the state of the health of the world and the lockdowns in the city. But I think it could happen in another year or two, where the big Warframe updates come out. There's a lot of people that can play. Duveri Paradox is out. Cross-save, cross-play, mobile. People be chilling, right? Everyone can play and realize it's more of a fun, casual game. You play a little bit here and there. You know, maybe you don't play non-stop for months on end. And then it's a little bit more popular. Would make more sense to have a Tennocon live then. But right now, it doesn't. It just like doesn't right now, okay? Tennocon takes place again in London, Ontario, and Canada has been pretty strict on those lockdowns, so I would say it doesn't look like they're going to have a Tennocon in person for 2023, but you don't know. You don't truly know. It seems like things have finally calmed down in Canada for the most part for COVID, right? So it's possible that like 2023 is the first resurgence of the possibility, but I don't think it's gonna happen, right? I just don't think it's gonna happen at this point. The game's just calmed down too much. They've probably realized how much fun and like how great the online live streams are. And I don't know if they can rationalize it now that they're like bought out by Tencent and stuff, or if that even matters. That might not even matter, to be honest. But either way, Tennocon in person was cool, seemed cool, and it would be cool if they did it again. But of course, since I don't work for DE or know anything about that, I have no idea how worth it was for them to do any of that. But we saw a lot of cool stuff whenever they had Tennocons. This one was the first digital one. And hopefully they continue having them for however long Warframe starts and ends to exist. You know, however long Warframe exists, there should obviously be Tennocons. So yeah. As always, thank you for watching. If you want to support the channel, follow the Twitch. You can use Twitch Prime, sub, you know. You can join the YouTube membership if you want to be nice. Gets you random ass emotes. It's pretty much the same as a Twitch Prime or a Twitch sub, right? So join the stuff, use Epic Games creator code Pupsker. Yeah, cheers.